Hey guys, welcome back to the homestead. So it is that time. I figured I would do another garden tour. I feel like I just weeded the garden, um, and I have to do it again. It's been really dry, but the little bit of rain we've had the last couple days seems to have triggered every bit of growth from everything I don't want in the garden. But let's go take a look. So here we have the corn. It's doing okay. I've never seen the corn curl like this before, so I don't know why that's happening. But these little tomatoes, got some tomatoes on there. I gotta get these tied up. But they're looking beautiful. Here's another tomato. We kind of just placed all the extras anywhere we could fit them. But overall, the corn looks okay. See how it just curls? I don't know what's going on. So if anybody has any clues, I'm all ears. Get it? That was a corny joke. I'm all ears. And then the oats, I guess these are doing okay. I mean, this is where the chickens got in and really kind of scattered a bunch. But we do have a lot starting to put seeds out. They're not nearly as tall as what we grew last year. And I'm wondering, you can see here, there's some regrowth. Putting seeds out real short. Stuff's been eating them. I mean, here's a better look. You can just tell something has come through and just eaten the tops off a lot of these, which I'm assuming is deer, because they could easily jump this fence. But I didn't think they'd be interested in it, because last season we had it out in the open in the middle of the yard, and all they wanted to do was sleep on it. They weren't interested in eating it. So I'm not too sure. See, in this corn, it just looks gorgeous. I got some nice tall stalks. I mean, look at this. This is just freaking beautiful. So I don't know if maybe it's just the placement of some of them, but see these ones back here, they don't curl nearly as much. I don't know if it's my watering has been uneven, but that end down there is definitely, it's a bit sad looking. So this is part of the reason the laying hens were retired a season early. I had almost 20 beautiful melons growing here, and they came through and just freaking devastated this whole thing. It is ridiculous. It looks like there might be 2 survivors. That's it. Out of 20. I bust my butt every year to try and get some kind of melons grown. And I thought this was going to be it. Apparently not. This is the other reason I decided to retire the laying hens. Everything's gone. Every single one of my sunflowers and every single one of the squash. Even though I only had a few pop up, they destroyed all of them. So, like I said, more valuable as meat in the freezer than the eggs. The few eggs they were giving us, because they were eating them. So I am utterly frustrated. I was really hoping for a good sunflower crop this year, but apparently not. Guess we'll try again. The apple trees, though, are just loaded. I mean, everywhere you look, there's just tons and tons of apples. And I'm so excited. Now, last time the trees had this many apples on them, we had easily 200 pounds of apples to harvest. So fingers crossed we get something close to that. Because fruit wise, looks like apples, grapes, and cherries may be the only ones I get. The raspberries are all ripening this season. But this year, we're just eating them for pleasure. I have taken out a lot of the major producing areas to make room for moving the livestock. So what we have left just isn't going to be worth it to try and do jams and jellies with. That's why I'm really hoping for a good grape and cherry harvest. So, but next year they'll all come back. I don't think you could kill raspberries no matter how hard you tried. They always have ways of coming back. Here's some nice sized berries. They are delicious though. Definitely my favorite fruit here. Nettle, it's about time to cut all that down and make some cordage. There's lots of blackberries on the vines, so I'm hoping we get a good bit of those. But as you can see, something's already eating them. I'm like, come on, you guys. Why are you eating my green berries? It's probably the birds. Do that with the cherries too. See, I mean, look at that. They haven't even started ripening and these birds are already eating the seeds up. So, I'm hoping we can get a bunch of cherries. It's hard to beat the birds to these things. Look at that bunch. Oh, they are so good. I love these things. Potatoes are still growing. It's a different variety than normal, so we'll see. I'm not exactly sure how long these ones are going to take. We usually do the little red potatoes, and this year we did I guess the big bakers. I forgot what the variety is. So, slowly but surely, the garden, I think, is finally taken off. As you can see, I need to weed this thing again. But I'm starting to put up fencing because everything is getting tall and needs to be trellised or tied up. So cucumbers are coming along. Doing well. I've got to get some more fencing over here to get these guys trellised. I got to tie up some of these tomatoes, but they are looking big and beautiful. I mean, that one over here, we've got some tomatoes on the vine. I don't know if you could see it. I can't see jack on my phone, so let's see. Do you see those tomatoes? There they are. So they're slowly, I always get nervous, you know, and because I'm so impatient. This one's really nice. Just got a nice stocky base. But I'm impatient I'm always worried, oh, the season's not long enough. We're not going to have anything. Oh, look at this radish. Ooh, not too bad. We just kind of let the kids scatter radish seeds wherever. So I've been picking a few. Haven't done as well as we have in the past with radishes. But like I said, when I don't see any flowers or anything producing, I always get nervous. Like, oh no, we're not going to have a harvest in time. And then it just seems to happen overnight. It just, boom, starts to explode. Kind of like these beans here. Trying to keep these in a general area. But they always tangle themselves up, no matter how hard I try. Oh, look at this. To keep them on the trellis, they always just wrap themselves up. So I'll have to come through. Look at this guy, a big old one. I mean, look at this. There's, God, like 4, 5, 6 different plants just all grabbing a hold of each other, going up the same leg. As long as they produce, I guess it's okay. This one is wrapped around a bunch of grass. Move that. Come on, go that way. But beans are doing well. Doing well. Starting to put flowers on. So like I said, slowly but surely, it is happening. So, tomatoes as well. I mean, some of these guys are still so little. I mean, look at this. Look how short this thing is. And it's got tomatoes on it. So I'm like, how big are those tomatoes actually going to get? And these are determinate, so I usually pinch the first flowers of the season just so they can get a little bit taller. But these are determinate, and I'm afraid to do that it'll ruin my tomato harvest potential. This one, it's got a nice bunch of tomatoes on here. This is one tomato plant. I should come in and trim it up a little bit, but letting them sprawl out, they tend to kind of balance themselves out, so I can go a little bit longer before I gotta trellis them. And yet again, I seem to be terrible at growing onions. I don't know what I'm doing. I have these tall greens, and that's about it. I really don't see any bulbing happening. God, it's just a weedy nightmare in here. And I just weeded this thing less than a week ago. I mean, look at this. Big, beautiful greens. And like no bulb. So, we shall see. Let's see if we can find some radishes in this mess. This part's always just covered in so many weeds. I haven't had a chance to get this end of the garden covered in all my wood chips and whatnot. Wow, look at all these radish greens, but no bulbing. Guess we're a little too crowded, huh? And even the green beans are slow back here. But I think that's because I still have all of this to clear out. But look at these grapes. Just fantastic. Let's see if we can find where the fruit is. We've got a few things of fruit. Oh, there's a nice little patch. See that? There they are. So I'm hoping to get a decent grape harvest. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Okay, so I'm pretty hard on myself when it comes to the garden. But look what I just found. This is a wild black raspberry. And it's enormous. I mean, these guys are usually, let's see, I've got a small one for comparison. Usually about, sorry, I'm going to drop them off if I'm not careful. Usually about this big. You know, not very big. Maybe the size of your pinky nail. But this one's like the size of my thumbnail. And you know where I found it? Right here in the garden. About this one random cane that has been trying to eke through the fence. And I hate to get rid of it. So I just try to like weave it through the pallets, trying to keep it out of the inside. But there's always a little bit that gets in. So, and out of the whole property, these are always the biggest ones. So I must be doing something right. Maybe it's because I constantly water the garden. Don't know. Or maybe it's a sign that my soil's actually pretty good. I would think it is. Look at all this crap growing in here. But whatever it is, it makes me excited and gives me the illusion, possibly, that I might be doing something right here.